such an afterthought video would turn into something interesting. I would absolutely love to have this generator. Like, really. I've always wanted a generator, and we really need a generator, because we have power outages all the time. Well, not all the time, but enough to need a generator. And I like to think, I say I like to think, because I don't really power that many things outside, but if I had a generator, I'd be a lot more wanting to power things outside, which means YouTube video ideas, like running a vacuum cleaner outside without an extension cord. I just hook up to the generator. This is a high quality enough generator that I wouldn't have to worry about it destroying my nice Bissell power lifter. So, what am I talking about? I don't even know what I'm talking. I'm just talking about. We got some Lucas stuff, injector cleaner, and we just squished it in the carburetor. And we're gonna let it sit there. Personally, I don't think it's gonna start up on that thick, oily stuff. But there's already thick, oily stuff in the bottom of the carburetor bowl. I think it needs a cleaning, but the gasket might tear. So the second option is just forget about the fact that it won't run. Who cares? Just run it on choke. It'll be fine. Like, if a carburetor is dirty and it only runs on choke, so what? Because chances are a carburetor that behaves that way, it will run just fine on choke. At least I think it runs just fine. It sounds like a generator when it runs on choke. It sounds like the governor's working because it is working. You guys saw it moving a little bit in one of those earlier clips. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, you don't need no work. Just, boop, leave it on choke the whole time, and she's a good generator. But it's not my generator, so I guess we're gonna let it run with the fiddling around with the choke on and off until it finally sucks that sludge through the jets, which I tell you right now will never happen. Have you ever seen the size of a carburetor jet? About a third the size of the tip of a toothpick is the size of a carburetor jet. It's not going to be sucking up slime, but we can see what happens. Hold on, I want to say something. When I said a third of the size of a toothpick, I don't actually know what I'm talking about by a third. I mean less than half, which I assume is a third. Guys, check this out. This is a heater, and it's one of those generally well known as a fire hazard heater, even when they're new. But check this out. Could you imagine if this thing actually worked? Which I about guarantee you it does, because it's a heater. If you find anything with with one of those shaded pull motor induction motors, you can't tear them up. They're like this engine. They're the most reliable thing you ever come across. Even though it's all rusty in here, I bet you this thing would work, but it might catch on fire, is what I'm saying. I think all I'd have to do is just break that motor free, and it would work beautifully. Like, what am I doing? This. So that heater didn't actually work. It wouldn't turn on. I assumed the switch was broken. So I turned it into this. It's a fan. A very weak fan. But it's strong enough.